Hello, and welcome to the Lessons from the Bench podcast. I am your host, Willinette Drayton, and I am so elated that you are here with me on today. Let's get into the episode, shall we? Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the Lessons from the Bench podcast. I am your host, Willinette Drayton, and I am indeed elated that you're here with me. If this is your very first time, I want to say thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate you tuning in to see what's going on the Lessons from the Bench podcast. Come on in. Next time you come back, invite a friend. And if you're returning, thank you for being here. And I hope that you've been following along and that you're ready on today to take some notes, because I remember at the end of last week's episode I asked that you came with something to write with, your journal, your notepad, and also bring a writing utensil. So if you need a minute to get those things, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you a few minutes to grab those things. And while I'm waiting for a few of you to grab something to write with, I want to say that this is not a sprint. It is not a sprint. It's a journey that we're on to better living, a better life, and getting things done. It's going to take some effort. We've identified already that we have been consistently inconsistent, and it's been showing up in different part of our lives. I'll be the first one to say every part of my life I identified my inconsistency. But because we've already gone over all of those things, we've acknowledged the fact that we've been inconsistent, and now it's time to build our muscle. It's time to build on being consistent, right? It's time to build consistency in our lives. And so I want us to take this approach as if we are building a house or building something that has to have a strong foundation. Like, you have to have a strong foundation, right? And so when we look at being consistent, we want to take this on brick by brick by brick. And I've written some things down that I want to share with you, because I think that these are actionable steps that will take us from being inconsistent to being more consistent. Actionable steps, okay? And so the first brick that we're going to lay down is giving space to ask God for help. Brick number one: ask God for help. I know for some of you, this may be a hard thing to do, because we are so used to doing things on our own. We're so used to being self-reliant, right? And we're so used to pushing and going until we forget that God, God is there to help us, and He's in everything. Like, it's okay to invite Him in to spaces of our lives that we think, I don't need God for that. It's me. It's me. I need to do this. I need to get this done. Oh no, I have to help myself. But where are you getting your strength from? Where are you gathering strength to do the thing, right? And so we have to be mindful that we need help. Like, these things that we are embarking upon, changing our lives, we're not able to wake up one day and boom, everything is changed. It takes time. There is a process. And on this journey, you're going to need strength. I mean, you're going to need strength. And it is okay to ask for help. I'm not talking about help from a friend, a loved one. I am not talking about soliciting outside. I'm talking about being one on one with God and saying, hey, I need help. I've been a procrastinator for a very long time. God, deliver me from procrastination. God, help me with my eating addiction. Help me in this area. Help me. Help. Ask for help, and it is perfectly fine. So, this brick, this foundation is going to be set with prayer. I believe that prayer, 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 prayer changes things. Hello? Prayer changes things. And if you would just give yourself over to prayer, be more consistent in praying. Talk to God about everything. This is the first brick we're laying. This is the first brick that we're laying. Pick up that brick and lay it down. Lay it down. Give it to God, whatever it is that you are trying to do, whatever you're embarking upon. It could be something small, it could be something big going on in your life. Pray, pray, pray. Ask God for help. Don't try to do all of these things on your own. God's strength, hello, is made perfect in our weakness, right? His grace is sufficient, and His mercies are new every morning. Just think about that. Yeah, new mercies every day. Yesterday's are gone. Yesterday's mercy's gone. Oh, I got new mercy tomorrow. Oh, thank you, God. Grace. Oh, thank you. Thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Get you some. This is your first brick. This is your first brick. Pray, pray, and pray some more. Each step. Yeah, do that. Do that. Pray, 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 pray. Ask God for help, okay? So that is the first brick. I think if we start there, not I think, I know for a fact that if we start there, we are setting ourselves up for something miraculous to take place. God will blow your mind. Yeah, He will. And oh my goodness, I'm going to say this. Ooh, wee. While you're praying, don't ask God to show you yourself if you're not ready to handle that. Yeah, because when you invite God in and when you say, God, show me myself, and He actually, begins to show you yourself, and you notice some things about yourself that you really don't like, and you're like, ooh, I, I don't know. I don't want that. I don't want that. No, 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 not that, not that, not that. And He begins to, deal with you and showing some areas that you need to change in or need to work on. This is the brick. This is the first thing, y'all. Yeah, I think you need to ask God for help. Yeah, do that. All right, we're moving right along. Baby. The next thing, after you've talked to the Lord about it, right? I'm going to ask you to put your announcements on pause. This is the second brick. Put your announcements on pause. What do you mean, Willinette? What do you mean by put my announcement on pause? Okay. I'm saying, don't tell anyone what it is that you are working on. Don't say anything. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Quiet, quiet. Don't say a word. Don't say a word. Here's the thing. And I learned this the hard way. You have to move in silence, right? And I didn't know that this was important until I began to do more things that were out of my comfort zone, right? And I wanted to be intentional in certain areas. And so you would go to certain people full of excitement, full of everything that you are, working on. Hey, I'm doing this. I'm going to do that. I'm working on this. I'm going to do that. And I got this going on, and I'm ready to do this. I'm about to. I'm fitting to, all the things. And we will start, and people will be, there for us. They'll be on our bandwagon, oh girl, you doing that? Yeah, they may, chime in and, start clapping for you, and they're in it. But then you fall off. You have fallen off again. You have said something that you were going to do, and you didn't do it. There was no follow through. You have done this time and time again. I have done this time and time and time again, declared that I'm losing weight. I'm eating better. I'm doing a Mediterranean diet now. Oh, now I'm vegan. Oh, now I'm pescatarian. I've made the announcements. And you catch me eating beef. You catch me eating pork. and, and people like, hold on. I thought you were. Uh, oh, so we're not doing that anymore, right? Oh, oh, yeah. You look up and you falling off, right? You look up and you falling off. And what do you have to say for that? What do you have to say for that? Really, what do you have to say for that? You know, you want people to come along, jump on this bandwagon with you, support you, and all the things, but you just wasn't quite ready yet to go the distance. And it's the stop and go. It's the stop and go. And then you're irritated when you decide to get back up and do it again, that no one else around you is cheering. And that's because you've been inconsistent. You did that. I did that. I developed that. You know, people don't trust my words anymore. And honestly, you don't trust yourself. I I didn't trust myself when I started this podcast in the beginning, because I knew that there was a lot going on, and I was trying so hard to fit it in, fit it in, fit it in, fit it in. And I didn't do anything different, but I knew that I had to do it. However, I didn't have a formula. I didn't have structure. I wasn't doing the things that I know to do now to be consistent, things that is going to be sustainable, right? I'm just out here. So it's best that you do things in silent right now when you're trying to build your muscle up and being consistent in these things that you're doing. For me, it's the podcast, and for me, it's the weight loss. So I'm not making an announcement about me eating better. I'm not saying, hey guys, I'm on a diet. Nope, 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 nope. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it anymore, because my words, they're not credible to anyone. They're just not holding any weight, right? And so I want to build trust back up with myself, just with me, because you know it's you versus you, right? It's you versus you. And as for those other people, you know, they are going to see the results. Like, you don't have to make this grand announcement anymore, simply because they're going to see the results, right? If you're a content creator and you keep showing up, they're going to see the results. If you're a person who work out all the time and you're in the gym, you are weightlifting, we're gonna see the results. We're gonna see you develop that physique. We're gonna see you being cut up in places, okay? We're gonna see it. We're going to see it. You don't have to go to work and make an announcement to say, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. Baby, if you start eating right and you're exercising, Your coworkers are going to notice that your clothes are falling off of you, and you may want to, you know, buy some new clothes because you just can't even fit that stuff anymore. They are going to know. They're going to know. They're going to know. So if you put your announcements on pause, just wait. Wait, start doing it, build up a good habit again, a good routine, right? Get your habit up, get your routine up, moving in the right direction. Yeah, you don't have to make the announcement. We're going to hold on, hold off on that announcement, right? The next thing, the next brick that I think you should lay in terms of this sure foundation and being strong, a good place to start. I believe that you should hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable, right? I'm gonna tell a little story, okay? Always picking on me, right? So, excuse me, guys. Holding yourself accountable. I remember when I would just simply, how can I put this? How can I say it? I want to say it. You know how you want to say something, but you really want to say it the right way. You just got to set it up right. That's what's going on right now. I'm trying to figure out how can I put this together. Yeah. Okay. So I was trying to be more consistent in doing the podcast, right? And I would allow outside forces, hinder me from getting things done. Like all the things people would need help from me. People would, just ask me to do this, and I had my hands in everything, right? I had my hands in everything, and the podcast took a back seat, right? Because I wasn't holding myself accountable to it. I wasn't holding myself accountable to it. I would allow myself to be distracted, to do all the things because I didn't want to disappoint anyone else, right? So if someone would call and I know I should be working on the podcast, this is something that I should be doing. I have a schedule and I need to meet a deadline. But instead of me saying no to the person who asked me to do something at that time, I would just leave what I needed to be done by the wayside. I literally would just choose to not disappoint other people. And where did that get me? Where does it get you? Where does it get you when you constantly aren't holding yourself accountable, right? You know what you should be doing, but you allow outside forces to dictate to you what it is, right? You choose to not say no to going out this night when you know that you have something important to do, you choose to party instead of study. For those of you who are studying, right? You choose to eat ice cream instead of fruit. For those of you who are watching your weight, right? You choose to do these things. So I just had to buckle down and to hold myself accountable. How many times am I going to let myself down? How many times am I just going to, you know, not want to disappoint other people? I can't say no because, oh, I have to save the day. That's another episode. That is another topic. Saving the day? uh-uh. That's another topic. It's another topic. Being that person who has to be everything to everyone. And for what? Yo, I, shush. We gotta do better. We have to do better. And if we're going to be consistent, as we take these steps, as we pray, as we put everything on pause and not make these grandiose announcements, as we begin to hold ourselves accountable and do the things that we're supposed to do, let's be mindful that people are watching. People are watching. This is the reason why I said to hold yourself accountable. I don't want to get into next week's topic. I was about to say something and get into next week's topic. I'm going to hold that. But, yeah, I really think that this is a good place to start. It's been almost 30 minutes. It's time to wrap this up. I want you to think about these things that we've discussed on today. I hope that you've taken some good notes. I'd like for you to share this episode with someone if you think that it has any value. If you have learned something on today that you can add to your life, anything. I'd like for you to comment and let me know what it is, what your takeaway is, and yeah. So if you would be ever so kind as to tune in again next week at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know I'm here. 5 p.m. every week, Eastern Standard Time. I'd like for you to subscribe. Subscribe to this podcast. Subscribe to this podcast. Share. Sharing is caring. Share the podcast. Hit the bell to be notified. I want you to have an amazing day. I really do. I want you to have an amazing day. Yeah. We are going to keep this train rolling. Okay? There is a sweet spirit. I feel so much peace right now, y'all. I have to, I was going to end this, right? I was going to end this episode, but I feel like I have to say this one thing. And y'all, like, God is so good. And I feel this sweet presence in the room. And as you go about your day, whenever you are hearing this, because someone may not hear this today, it's the 17th of June. It can be any day. I don't know when you'll hear this, but I want to encourage you to keep going. Don't give up, because people are waiting for you. People are waiting to hear your voice. Your voice. And I never thought, well, I knew that this was something that I could do, but being consistent has been my struggle for most of my life. Being inconsistent and wanting to be perfect and procrastinating. And for me to be here recording, to be on YouTube, to be showing my face, to be speaking, it's a lot that I had to overcome to get to this space and to show up. It means a lot. And I thank God, because it is God. It is not me. It is God. Excuse the tears.